Okay, hello, everybody. Here we are on Heroes. I was told to start, so who knows what's going to happen, but I'm going to let it go. Anyway, I'm here with my special family for sure. I do know one thing. I'm late every day. I've got to be African because you guys are late every Sunday. But anyway, let's get moving on. Um, we were talking about the theme today was ideology. And that is the power of Onpassive. We're not just a thought. We're not just a group. We're not just a company. We're an ideology. It was formed through the hearts of many. It started with one man, and he shared it. And because he shared it from his heart, it drew people from their heart. Uh, Rational people probably said no. Because it didn't make a whole lot of sense at the time. Um, but Ash talked to people's heart. When I first heard him, and I never heard the two tapes that everybody's talking about, but I saw the concept, and then I did listen to him talk in a webinar, and I said to myself, wow, this sounds like what I've been looking for my whole life. But of course, I was cautious because I've been in many businesses, probably 50 to be exact or more. And all of them sounded good in the beginning. But I remember when I got in, there was about 16,000 people. The first thing I said with my little brain, it's already saturated. Anyway, to go to show you how small I was thinking. But all the business I was ever in, they didn't hit 17,000 the whole time I was in. So to start there, I thought, wow, this is crazy. And they had just got the website. So I thought, man, this thing's going to blow up. If I see it, I'm sure thousands of others would see it. So obviously, we went to work and shared a few things, and actually never mentioned Onpassive. We mentioned the we actually mentioned the ideology of it. And I didn't realize we were doing that while we were doing it, but we were selling a hope and a dream because there wasn't anything there. It was there, but it was a thought and the promise of what could be. And when that happened, I said, I want to take a sail on this ship. Obviously, we went down and it built bigger and bigger and bigger. I remember saying it was somewhere in June or July of 2020, we had 100,000 people. I was blown away. People were just locking up during that time because of what was going on. And I had said to Ash, what are you going to do when you hit 200,000? He said, well, we never planned on getting that big. And a year later, we were 1 million. And by the way, when he shut the doors in June of 2022, thousands of people were joining a day. We could have had 10 million people in here, but it wasn't a money thing. We decided we're shutting the door and let's go. So it never was. That's why it never made sense to me. If this was bad, why shut the door? You're getting people coming in every day. Sometimes 35,000 people a day. But I do want to say we've only just begun. The ideology is going to keep going. I believe there's many times the amount of people we have now that are out there waiting to see Onpassive. They just didn't have the opportunity. But I also believe because of the journey and the ideology set in for all of us, some of you weren't ready, including me, to share Onpassive correctly. But as time goes on, we all grew with the company. We are the company. That's an ideology. It's not a feeling. It's in our DNA. So when the doors open and that says go, Some people's going to dance. Some people's going to sing from the housetop. But we're all going to talk about Onpassive. And I want to tell you, the beauty of it is, since Mr. Mufaro took the, he's steering the ship personally, we're going to go where we really needed to go. And bad things happen. We know that. Bad things happen to good people. Ash was told that personally, and I know that for a fact. I've seen bad things happen to really, really good people. But I think we're not forced to do anything, but things flow so much in Onpassive because we're not forced to do it. Some of the best speakers in Onpassive speak from the heart. In fact, most of them do. Why? It's in them. It's not a script. You believe what you're saying. I can talk about my grandchildren all the time. Why? Because I love them. I can talk about Mr. Mufaro every day. Why? Because I love him. I can talk about the company every day. Why? Because I love the company. And the benefit on top of all that, you can make a living that you only dreamt of. Imagine that. Being in something you absolutely love, sharing it with people, and you know when you share it, it's going to enhance their life. You know you're going to be able to go back to your country and drill wells and get water. You know the story, water, water everywhere and nothing to drink. How many people need water? They drink it knowing there's a high percentage that they're going to get sick from it. That's sad. That shouldn't be. And we're going to be able to make that difference. That's why when people say something about you, and I mean you, oh, you're an idiot. I can't believe you're still in that. I can't believe you know what you're in. And inside you got that little smile going, you're going to find out. But it's okay. Doesn't matter what people say. They've been there forever. Different faces, different names, different color. But the negative people have been there from the very beginning of mankind. They're there for one reason only. To let you know what you have is great. Because the people are that upset that they'd follow this big ass all the way from New Jersey for 6 years, telling me I'm wrong instead of doing something for their own life, I guess I got something good going on. It's good enough that they're chasing me around, telling me how wrong it is. I mean, talk about a waste. Anyway, yeah, ideology is a big deal. That's why you're all here. That's why we're here on Sunday. That's why we're here on Monday night. That's why we're here on all times of the day. And I love it. I wouldn't want anything else. I'm glad what happened. I wasn't at the time. I was mad. I was upset because it happened to Ash, but it happened to all of us. As soon as we realized it happened to every one of us. Oh, great. Let me shut that off. Okay, I don't know who did that. Try to find out who did it next time. We'll kick them out. There we go. Let me see if I can see a name. James, look for James.
Oh my God.
Hold on a minute.
Okay, good.
Hey, James. Hold on, I got him.
All right, guys, that was just an interruption from someone. It could be mistakenly or on purpose. We don't know, but then we are
I
not stopping
removed
at anything.
things.
Yeah,
All right.
he's gone.
All right. Okay.
See, those are kind of the
it's being
people I was
removed.
talking about. They're in the shadows.
Yeah.
He's gonna run around and show negative stuff the rest of his life. Anyway, that's all I really have right now. I wasn't prepared, but all of you are prepared, so you'll do much better than I did. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Martin. Thanks so much for for helping me. I know I don't know what happened, but I really appreciate you for starting powerfully. And once again, guys, welcome. We appreciate you all for coming. This is Heroes Webinar. We meet here every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we appreciate you all for joining us. We know why we all are here. And of course, the big topic today, like our brother Marty has said, says Onpassive is an ideology. Somebody is still doing this to us, and if we've seen worse, so whoever is doing this, that's just a little thing. We're going to take care of it. So I know Marty is here, Collins is here, guys, help with that and kick them out.
Give me a name if you have a name.
All right, guys, I'll keep a watch. I can't give a name because I'm bad at multitasking. Unfortunately, if you're watching us live, guys, it's just we're having a few interruptions here and there, but be patient with us and get this done, because this is a very important topic about our business. Onpassive is an ideology. We know that an ideology is something you cannot kill, you cannot destroy. And if you know the story of Onpassive, you know the journey, you know why we're here. This saying also reminds me of a familiar or famous one, which people say, you can only cage a bird, but you cannot stop it from singing. So I just want to see from my perspective, I can really relate these two and see that because we are still singing, no matter how much people have tried to cage us, to shut us up and do any other thing. So I would like to hear from my brother, Jeffrey Muller. Bro, thank you for coming in again today.
Wow. Hello, man alive. What a nice cast I've got here. Comfort, it is so good to see you. My friend that I call the Queen of Intellect, because you're just so smart and you just got things going on. I appreciate that so much. And I appreciate everything that you guys are doing. I also appreciate being called on, and I do have a few things to kind of put out about ideologies. But I really want to hear what everyone else has got to say as well. If for those that are wondering perhaps what an ideology is and how it might apply to us, well, it's a set of beliefs or values or a group of principles that we have that shape an individual, or in our case, an organization's understanding of the world, right? And it guides their actions. It's a framework, if you will, for thinking, decision making, and behavior. We often and always talk about mindset and positivity and all of that sort of thing. Now, when it comes to Onpassive, a company, it becomes an ideology when its mission and its values and its culture become a guiding force, right? And that force inspires things like loyalty and dedication, right, through the customers and employees. It shapes its products and services, its business practices, even. It can even influence societal norms, cultural values, and creates a sense of community and shared purpose, drives innovation and progress. Every one of these things I've just talked about, we can see and have seen in Onpassive as we shape and as we grow. Now, the characteristics of a company like this, like Onpassive, and there are many others, you've got clear purposes and values, strong
Money don't make
leadership,
you co-host. If you put that
vision.
hospital view,
Collins, we can hear you. Collins, we can
please
hear
mute.
you.
There's also consistent messaging and branding. The employees and the customers all get engaged in it, right? And through that engagement, we become empowered. We shape loyalty, and there's just a lot of continuous innovation within the company and positive impact on society and the environment in particular. I mean, everything that I've just mentioned, we've done in Onpassive, and it's part of what Onpassive stands for. There's other companies like us, well, not like us. I'll say there's other companies that are ideological or have become an ideology, like Apple, Tesla, Airbnb. Those also share some of the characteristics of being an ideology. So that's what ideology is all about. And Onpassive is obviously, hey, we're at the top of the heap when it comes to doing all those things. So thank you. I appreciate you letting me share a little bit, and I'm looking forward to hearing everybody. Thank you so much, Comfort.
Yeah, sure. Jeffrey, thank you so much. So guys, I know we have quite a few people here. I'll just call a few to speak first, after which I'll let people raise their hand, because sometimes people are on and they may want to speak or might not like to speak, and I'll not be able to call everyone. So, but then let's hear from a female first before we move over to the men again. So Sister Jean Aliva, say something. Onpassive is an ideology.
Oh, thank you so much, Comfort. And thank you, Jeffrey, for explaining that, because I was thinking that's a good place to start, is what is an ideology. And throughout history, ideology has sort of become a word that's not necessarily always positive, right? You have some political ideologies, Marxism, all these. So what it's like, what we're trying to do in Onpassive is correct corruption. So even our language has been corrupted over time, so that even a word as simple and basic as ideology has been corrupted. So what we're going to be doing in Onpassive is showing that, like in the case of the example I gave, it's like a government taking power away from the people. Onpassive is going to be giving power back to the people. So we're flipping everything upside down. We're returning to what it should be, returning to the basic love, integrity, respect, truth, ethical business practices, all these things where the people are then empowered to be their fullest, best selves. And that is what's going to change the world. So when, some people might hear ideology and think, because of the way language has been twisted, that it's not always a positive thing. We're going to show the world that in this case it is, because we are taking that system, that set of beliefs in love, in transparency, in integrity, and making that the path forward, the natural path forward from which everything will spring. And so for me, it's if you have a set of beliefs held by a group of people, and that group of people is heart-centered, that ideology is naturally going to be a positive one and have a positive effect on the world. So that's all I wanted to share on that. Thank you so much, Comfort, for having me today.
That was powerful, Jean, and I really appreciate, because you resonated a lot with Jeffrey. Earlier on, Jeffrey talked about our engagement plus empowerment, shaping loyalty, and you extended it by putting into perspective, on the one hand, the government is taking away power from people, but on the other hand, Mr. Mufare says power to the people. Much appreciated. Thank you. And of course, Brother Bob, let me hear what you want to say. Onpassive is an ideology.
Hello there. Good afternoon, everyone. This is your brother Bob from Bel Air, Maryland. It's a beautiful day. Good to see everyone. Yes, Sister Comfort, I agree. What an ideology is an ideal, right? Something that you believe in. And I'm glad we brought this topic today, so we can really relate it to Onpassive, And Mr. Ash, if you notice, Mr. Ash has spent most of the past few years trying to inculcate this ideology into us, so that all of us we are now convinced and believe in this ideology or this ideal. You notice that each time in the past few years, before Mr. Ash Mufara comes and talks to us, he expresses that importance of what Onpassive is, and the ideology or the ideal is born from the intention that gave birth to Onpassive. The intention, what is that intention? It is to uplift humanity. That is the underlying layer behind what Mr. Ash Mufara is doing for all of us. So, and he has made sure that we all, each and every single founder that is plugged in, has that ideal or that ideology within them. Yes, we all came in here to make money. That was the idea. Let me just pause. Someone is interrupting us.
Let's go ahead, bro.
So we all came in to make money, lots of money, as the system promised us. But quickly thereafter, once we understood what Onpassive was all about, and the enormity of Onpassive and the vision and mission of Ash Mufara, and we recognized that it was an ideology, then we all switched and bought to that ideology. That is the winner that Onpassive is. And even the way the system and everything, Ash Mufara comes in this broad spectrum of the ideology. He says, I'm going to build a system. I'm going to build a system that is sophisticated, the most sophisticated system, with the whole framework infrastructure, integrated, automated, powered by artificial intelligence. I'm going to also make sure you have the most superior products. I'm going to make sure you have a secure environment for where you can come in and voluntarily relinquish your information and have that digital trust in the system. This ideology does not exist in the marketplace as we speak today, but Ash Mufara brings it in and say, here's what I'm going. This is my idea of what we are going to do. But he adds to that. He also says that within this ideology, within this framework, also there's that underlying, unseen, sublime aspect of Onpassive, which is that hope, compassion, and love that is also inbuilt within that our ideology. And then he says that you're also going to pay less and get more. you pay less and get more. Remember, he's building the most superior products. So someone comes in with this ideology, says that I'm going to give you a better, superior product, but you're going to pay less. I'm going to give you a sophisticated system, which is so good such that you're going to do less, but you earn more. And behind that model is the ideology for you to get more money so that you can uplift humanity. You see how he puts it all together. So that's just the way I see it. I see how Mr. Ash brings this in and why we can confidently say that, yes, Onpassive is an ideology. And like you said, an ideology cannot be killed. Right now, this is what we are. And once Onpassive comes to fruition, you see that we are going to change, like as the father said some time ago, before and well after Onpassive. 5 years after Onpassive, you're going to be able to say, hey, that ideology is now different. We are moving to the next in a different direction. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Brother Bob. I see the dots connecting from Marty down to Jeffrey to Jean. You know, so the ideology, we see it there. We see the idea of empowerment, and now Bob comes in with the intention that of uplifting humanity. You never go wrong with doing right, especially when it comes to having mankind at heart. That's why we are here to stay. So Onpassive is an ideology. I take us back home, right to Cameroon. And I would like my brother John Menke to drop in a word. Thank you, bro. Welcome.
Thank you, Sister Comfort, and greetings to everyone. I think it is an excellent topic, and many people have spoken eloquently on the topic. And let me just maybe add one or two things. I think as an ideology,
is it me or are we losing him?
Yeah, we are losing.
Yeah, I think we lost
Okay,
it.
yes. All right, we'll try. Brother John, if you can hear me, you can just go off camera. We know that it's you, so that might give you a bit more bandwidth to speak. So while we're waiting for him, we need to move on. Yeah, so anytime. Do you think you can speak now, bro?
okay.
Maybe
Yeah,
you go off
okay.
camera. If you switch the camera off, you have more bandwidth. When you finish speaking, you can switch it on back, bro. If that's all right.
Okay. Thank you very much, Sister Comfort. Just sending greetings to everyone and all those who have participated very eloquently on the very interesting topic. And I just wanted to add that as that Onpassive as an ideology is a business and becomes the organizing principle itself, because it binds and strengthens us as an ideology. It binds us, it strengthens us, and that's why people are saying that it's difficult to destroy, because an ideology is something which is abstract, and you can't kill it with a gun, you can't kill it by physical means. That's why it is strong. I also think that as an ideology, it can sustain itself. It's not just a business. If it's an ideology, it can sustain itself and over time, and that's why people are actually saying that it's difficult for it to destroy. So I think that you've chosen a very good topic, and in spite of the difficulties that we have had, you have people coming around, you have people who are still very, very strong and ready to wait, ready to make meetings. You have all the meetings that are going on in spite of difficulties. If it is an ideology, it is that ideology that is pushing us, is giving us the strength, and that's why we're not going anywhere. We are in it. We are not going anywhere. And as my brother Oliver is always saying, we are good. We are going to be fine. Thank you, Sister Comfort.
Perfect. Beautiful points by all of you out there. There's empowerment, there's correction to the corruption, there's the intention of uplifting humanity, and of course, we are self-sustaining. So who destroys us? Onpassive is an ideology. Who comes next? So Brother Oliver, I want you to come back to the intention of Onpassive, which is that of uplifting humanity. So can you go back and chip something just to that, in addition to what Brother Bob said, and whatever you have in mind? Thanks.
Yes. Hi, everybody. Happy Sunday. I hope we are all enjoying the Sunday, and I hope we are fine based on what we know that is coming, and that we are, for us to sustain, we're going to have our financial freedom and time freedom. Just that alone speaks volume. That sustainability that we are going to have is going to make us that that ideology that we are talking about now, that is the topic, that is an ideology. Yes, it is, because you and I, our beliefs, our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, has been talking to us time and time again about our beliefs, about this ideology. Yes, he will not pronounce that word. He pronounces it once in a while, but we know that it is our beliefs. How is it our beliefs? We have products that are going to come in. We are going to make money. That there's going to be customer satisfaction. Then not only that, not how much we are going to make, but what we are going to do. How are we going to impact people's life? Not only filling our tank or filling our tank. The excess is what are we going to do with it? That's the impact now that's going to come, that will have to impact people's lives. And it's also going to make us to realize our dreams. And that our dreams is going to be driven by what? By our goals. And that goals, how are we going to get it? We have multiple source of applications, products that are going to come in that we're going to make money from it. And that the resources that we are going to make from it, we are going to use that to impact people's lives. So this is something that we can talk about it, and the world will never be the same again, because in the 1.4 million founders that are going to be that will be making this money or the resources, we are going to impact people's lives in one way or the other. That is the ideology. And this is something that it is only Onpassive, not any other company. Look at all the giant tech companies. We have that one thing, humanity. We have that one thing that other companies, they do not have, that we are going to impact people's lives. Thank you very much, Auntie Comfort.
Yes, powerful as usual. Thank you, bro. Thanks so much. So I would like to hand over the microphone to my brother Collins. And I'm not sure whether I'm making sense, but coming from the perspective of either a quality assurance or from the technical perspective, and let us see how Onpassive is an ideology, if it works from that part too. Come on, say something.
Thank you, Mr. Comfort. We want to look at the item. I just want to greet everyone happy Sunday. And we are here again just to look into Onpassive. So I want to speak for myself. I want to come from a different angle without even touching the IT part, so everyone can see. So when we joined Onpassive, it was about making some money. Let's be frank, it's true, because we know we will make commission. But how many of us know where the commission will be coming from? I think none of us ever look at it. What Mr. Ashbufara is doing, none of us. I think those who were few, they joined, and some of us, few people started looking into it. But when you start to hear Mr. Ashmufara speak with a lot of things that he said, we know we're talking about humanity. He said, I want to leave this world in a better place than I came into it. He said, there are things that he said, and I always put it on my status. If someone stand before you and said, I want to leave this world in a better place, I am not a businessman. People will remember you not for what you own, but for what you have given out. It hits you straight into your heart, and you start to buy the idea of what he really wants to achieve, because he is here for a purpose. And like Comfort always said, if you are in Onpassive, it is because you are meant to be here. Because how many of this information will spread out and people say, no, I don't want to hear because it sounds crazy. We are choosing, but if you look at, even if you go biblically, Jesus never had only 12 disciples. There were multitude. But when he said, you will eat my flesh and drink my blood, all of them run away. He turned around and asked the 12, do you want to go as well? They said, where do we go? Because they have bought that ideology of Jesus. They were captured. And he said, you didn't choose yourself. I choose you. The rest, I didn't choose them. They came because they were hungry. People came into Onpassive because they were hungry. But as we said, and time passes by, those who bought into that ideology that what Mr. Ashmufara is building surpass even the money that we are coming from. It's about humanity. What we would do after we get what Mr. Ashmufara want to, what Ms. Armstrong is doing, and we know who will profit from the proceed. What are we going to do? That is when the real challenge will start. That is where the real challenge will start. That is where you see those who bought into that ideology that I am here to change the world. And I said, whether we like it or not, the day we were born into this world, we will leave a footprint. The footprint that you want to leave depends on you. It's either good footprint or bad footprint. But whether you like it or not, you will leave footprint. We either go straight and zoom out, look into what Mr. Ashmopara is doing. Yeah, yes, there is delay. People will say, we've not seen anything. But, you know, you must, even the Bible said, unless a grain of seed dies, it can never germinate. Nothing good comes easy. There are times that you will hit bumpy roads. There are times that you will hit straight roads. If you think, and you are in Onpassive and you think that the road is easy, then you are really in the wrong business. Because in IT, there is never happy part. There is ever bombs and bombs and bombs. But as long as you keep to that direction, what you want to achieve, you will get there. Mr. Ashmofara said, I will do it or I die. I will never quit. And when he turns around and sees those people who have bought into that ideology, the idea of humanity, forget about the solution. We can talk about a lot of things about the software, Microsoft and all the rest, they have it. They are building it, but how many of them have built something and said, we are here to change lives? How many of them open it and said, come with $97 and I will change your life so you can go and bless others? Mr. Ashmofara did this because he said, where my foot cannot reach, we will be the foot of Mr. Ashmofara. Where my hand cannot stretch, your hands will stretch. Where my eyes cannot see, your eyes will see. That is an ideology. The ideology of heart and humanity is something that is deep into your own heart. The conviction that one day you will be able to change lives, not only about you, but your others. So, Mr. Comfort, I will leave it there and let's look at it in a different way. Thank you.
Powerful, powerful, powerful. Guys, you always need to be assertive. If I ask you to do my silly stuff and you have something that's burning in your heart, that's what we want to hear and not what I want you to do. So do like Collins. I may ask you a question, but say what you have in mind because that's how Onpassive works. So, Brother John, okay, you've already spoken. Why do I want you to speak again? So, I just want to give a shout out to our sister Francine Afane. She's doing a marvelous job out there interpreting everything, and she's so apt in doing that. I don't know how you're doing, sis. Good job here. Thank you. So I'm not calling you to speak now because you're doing this job. You only come towards the end. Maybe you'll be rounding up this meeting for us because you are busy. All right. I'm seeing somebody like my sister Grace from Keng. But then before Sister Grace speaks, I'm soon getting to that point where I'll let people raise their hands. So I'll get two ladies speak. I'll get Sister Grace speak and then Lori, and then we'll get people to raise their hands and contribute, if that's all right. So Sister Grace.
Hello, everyone. Hello. I have cold. I'm so sorry. I just wanted to listen because I have cold. I didn't really want to speak. But thank you for giving me the opportunity, Sister Comfort. Thank you, Papa Marty. I always follow your YouTube. Thank you for everything that you guys are doing. I'm so grateful. And I want to say this ideology is something that only you, Sister Comfort, you know how I got to find myself into this. But I have said to myself, no matter how hard it is, I am not a quitter. I was born in August, which means my birth mark is Leo. Leos are people who fight, no matter how hard it is. So I know that this ideology is something that if you're not somebody who dream for a bigger future, for a better future, and you have family like us that we are taking care of, you will not even be part of it. Because if you just want, of course I joined in because I needed the money. And of course, and I know it is going to come. Let's just be patient. I know the better tomorrow is coming. Thank you. I just can't say too much.
Exactly. So guys, I want to use this opportunity, if I'm allowed to contribute, to share my own version of how it's an ideology. I shared Onpassive to her sister-in-law, who is my friend. I never knew her. So when she took it from the sister-in-law, I said, oh, this is serious. Are you not doing it or I'm doing it? She joined under me. The sister-in-law wasted time and then finally became after her. So she just saw it and said, I'm going in. I don't care who shared this with you. So that is what Onpassive does. So
Yeah,
my dear sister Kushbu, thank you. For
thank
some reason, I
you.
don't know why I did not call you, but I'm happy you raised your hand all the way from Nepal. Thank you, sis, for joining. So I'm just asking you to unmute now.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon. And according to me, ideology is just a mindset of following your role model. As per Onpassive, we are following role model for our personal growth and professional growth. For personal growth, we need love, we need confidence, we need educational growth, we need satisfactional growth, we need our whole growth. And these all we get from Onpassive, and I am example of it. Being a homemaker, now I am sitting over here and talking in front of lots of people. I don't know how to speak in English, but today, with lots of webinar, I am trying to speak in English. So this is the level of confidence. This is the level of education. Onpassive change in my life. This is the personal change. But when we talk about personal role model, professional role model, the transparency, the employees relationship, the unity, how the CEO react with their colleagues, how colleagues support each other, the supporting way, all the things we learn from Onpassive. The first company I see, the first company I feel where there is no competition with each another. We are holding each other and each other's hand, and we are cooperating each other, and we took each other upgrade day by day. We are our better version from yesterday to tomorrow, today. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Yes, I think it was worth it for our sister to be here all the way from Nepal. Thank you. That was very, very powerful, and I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. Let's just keep the fire burning. So if people can't raise their hands, unfortunately, I know how to call names. So I am going down to the south of my screen. I hope I'm getting it well. My sister, Caroline Mackey, you want to say something? Welcome, sis.
Hey, everybody. I was hoping you were not going to call on me Comfort, but I guess I got caught. Thank you. Thank you so much. And I appreciate everybody being here. I just now have joined. So basically, I have not really been hearing what y'all been saying, but other than I'm just so happy to be with Onpassive. I just know that I should be here. I know that this is a divine opportunity for all of us to be here. We've just got to stay encouraged and be positive and know that Mr. Ashmafara is going to lead us to the promised land, because that's exactly where we're headed to. Back to you, Comfort. Thank you.
Sure. Thanks so much. So, Brother Vincent, I know you were not prepared for this. Let me call one person to speak. I'll give you a few minutes to just get a caption, a very quick summary of everything that's been discussing here, and add to what our sister Francine has done in French. So somebody else will speak, and then you make a recap of everything in French. So you might take a few more minutes than others, if that's all right, guys, because a few people from our French speaking community are watching, even on YouTube. So what our sister Francine is doing here benefits us here on the Zoom meeting. So Minu, nowhere to hide, unfortunately.
Thank you, Comfort. So Onpassive is a platform that provides tools to empower individuals and businesses without requiring deep technical expertise, making advanced technology accessible to all, where everyone, regardless of background, can thrive in the digital space. It's not just about automating tasks for productivity. It's about creating a world where technology works for humanity, promoting well-being, unity, and sustainable success. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We promote unity and sustainable success. That's so much said right there. So thank you. So, Brother Vincent, are you in the mood now? If you like, you can split it, say a bit now, and later on towards the end, if you think that you've got more stuff, I'll give you room to speak again. Bonjour et bienvenue.
Sorry, Sister People. I didn't catch very well what you want me to do.
I want you to make a summary of the important things that they've been saying in French so that people who are watching in YouTube, because people are watching in more than 20 YouTube channels, and there are many people from the French community who are there also.
Can you get someone to speak and then I'll get that because I didn't prepare for that to say about what most people say about it.
Okay, is it me? Oh, I'm not getting him well. Can everybody get him well? All right, Francine, I'm sorry. I know you can do this for us, sis. Can you go ahead because you've been taking down notes anyway? Just make a quick summary in by speaking of what the important points that you've captured from here.
Okay. Thank you, Comfort, and good evening, everyone. I would not go point by point, but in a nutshell, what I have gathered from what was said tonight.
Francine,
yeah.
Ce que je veux que tu parles en français parce qu'il y a les gens sur YouTube qui ne comprennent pas l'anglais.
Ok,
Si
merci beaucoup. Donc, pour tous ceux qui n'ont peut-être pas suivi exactement ce qui a été dit, je ne reprendrai pas point par point parce que je ne suis pas interprète. J'essaie juste de prendre des notes de ce que je comprends. Donc, excusez s'il y a des parties qui manquent et d'autres qui ne sont pas là. Donc, grosso modo, nous sommes là ce soir pour donner notre point de vue sur Onpassive en tant qu'idéologie. Qu'est-ce qu'une idéologie? Donc, les personnes qui sont passées ont pu dire ce qu'elles ressentaient par Onpassive, une idéologie. La première chose, c'est qu'une idéologie, c'est un mouvement, c'est quelque chose d'abstrait, mais qui rassemble un groupe, c'est-à-dire une idée commune qui fait qu'on partage cette valeur commune entre nous. Et dans Onpassive, c'est ce que nous a apporté notre PDG. Il nous a dit que nous étions là pour relever l'humanité, pour redonner dignité à l'humanité. Il nous a dit que nous étions là pour redonner l'amour, pour faire ressortir l'amour. Et en général, c'est ce qui met les gens ensemble. Lorsque M. Morlock a parlé, il est parti sur le point très technique qu'il y a un esprit d'entreprise. Et c'est cet esprit d'entreprise qu'on appelle une idéologie. Il a donné l'exemple des compagnies telles que Google ou Tesla, où il y a un fil conducteur qui ramène les gens ensemble et fait qu'ils partagent un esprit commun pour un résultat recherché. Donc, au-delà de cela, d'autres personnes sont intervenues pour dire que cela existait déjà au moment où le PDG a initié Onpassive. Nous sommes venus certes pour chercher de l'argent, mais lorsque nous avons écouté notre PDG parler, il a relevé des questions sur la corruption. Donc, en tant qu'entreprise, il veut pouvoir lancer un défi sur tout ce qui corrompt le monde des affaires. Il veut pouvoir donner la dignité à l'être humain et il veut que la compagnie puisse permettre que nous le représentions dans la société en faisant ce que lui, il ne peut pas faire, en allant là où lui, il ne peut pas aller pour pouvoir redonner dignité à l'humanité. Il y a eu une analogie entre ce que a apporté M. Mouchou-Paré et ce que a apporté pour certaines personnes de la religion chrétienne en comparant cela à Jésus qui donnait à manger aux gens. Les gens ne le suivaient pas tellement au départ parce qu'il était Jésus, il donnait la parole. Ils le suivaient parce qu'ils savaient qu'il allait leur donner de quoi manger. Et à un moment donné, le même Jésus a été trahi et il a demandé aux mêmes personnes, mais vous aussi, vous allez m'abandonner. Donc, à travers les difficultés que nous avons rencontrées dans Onpassive, c'est la question qui s'est posée et l'esprit d'entreprise a été plus fort parce qu'il y en a qui sont restés en sachant ce qu'ils vont toucher à la fin. Donc, en résumé, voilà ce de quoi nous sommes en train de parler et chacun est en train d'exprimer ce qu'il ressent par rapport à la définition de Onpassive qui serait une idéologie. Merci.
Wow. You see, that's Collins, this goes back to my thing when I say it's just for a few, for the chosen ones, many are called, but then a few are chosen, because she did it so perfectly and neatly done. And I think everybody, nobody's left out. That was great, sis. We really appreciate you for doing that for us. So, Sister Maxine, I'll give you a minute. You just come after my sister. I know you speak either in English or in French, but I think she said everything. So I just give you to chip in a contribution of your choice, and then we're gradually rounding up now.
Oh, thank you so much, Sister Comfort. Thank you, Francine. I think I will speak in French because that's my first language. And yeah, bonjour, bonsoir à tout le monde. Nous sommes ici dimanche, le héros comme d'habitude tous les dimanches. Et je suis ravie d'être là parmi vous. Nous parlons de l'idéologie. Et pour moi, l'idéologie, comme Francine a expliqué, après que tous nos frères ont parlé, c'est vraiment quelque chose que tu dois d'abord croire. Tu dois croire et savoir que accepter. Tu crois, tu acceptes et tu as la foi. Et nous qui sommes ici aujourd'hui, nous ne sommes pas des gens qu'on a seulement cru, puisque dès que notre PDG a dit qu'il avait l'idée qu'il devait aider le monde entier avec quelque chose qui venait, il ne savait pas quoi faire, nous avons cru à lui, nous avons eu cette foi-là. Quand je regarde dans le sens de l'Église en général, beaucoup de gens qui partent à l'Église croient à Jésus, mais ils n'ont jamais vu Jésus. Mais ils croient à tout ce que Jésus a dit. Ils croient qu'un jour, ils vont être ressuscités. Ils croient qu'ils vont rencontrer Jésus. La seule différence est que pour le voir, il faudrait mourir. Mais ici, chez nous, notre PDG nous dit, vous allez attendre, je vais vous amener, croyez en moi. Acceptez ce que je vous dis. Suivez-moi et ce que je vais vous donner, non seulement ça doit vous aider, ça doit aider aussi d'autres personnes que vous ne connaissez pas dans les années à venir, vont être là et à cause de vous, ils vont avoir une vie. Moi, je dis souvent ceci. On ne vit pas pour vivre parce qu'il y a deux façons de vivre. Vous pouvez vivre parce que vous êtes là, vous existez. Parce qu'en ce temps-là, vous existez, mais vous ne vivez pas. Et quand vous vivez, ça veut dire que quoi? Même après votre mort, votre non-vie. Ça, c'est ce qu'on appelle la vie. Et M. H. Moufara est en train de nous donner la vie. Il ne nous fait pas exister sur cette terre. Parce que quand vous existez, vous partez, tout est terminé. Mais quand vous vivez, même après votre mort, votre nom continue à vivre. Et c'est ce nom-là que M. H. Moufara est en train de nous faire vivre. Parce que beaucoup de nous n'avons pas vécu. Beaucoup de nous ne vivons pas. Nous ne vivons pas parce que nous devions partir de cette terre sans avoir laissé notre nom une trace. Mais aujourd'hui, grâce à Onpassive, nous allons laisser une trace à notre nom et à génération à venir. Merci, Sister Comfort. Merci à tous.
Thank you so much. That was powerful, but I would like to pick on one thing she said. She says, you know, the ideology thing we're discussing today, what we need to do is, first of all, believe in it, accept it, and then build faith around it. And then she takes over to the biblical analogy of Christians believing in Jesus Christ without seeing him, and then believing that he died and he rose again and he will come back again and stuff like that. And he believes that for you to go to heaven, we are not preaching, but it is relevant. So for you to go to heaven, you need to die. But in this case, you think that we will not die, but then just wait, because Ash says, believe in me, trust in me, and wait. So we all are building this faith around what Ash is telling us. But believe you me, we are dying, because if you can't live this moment and smile, everybody who is sitting on the screen now is smiling and waiting. All of us, there's nobody, everybody's waiting for apples to be rolling like yesterday. They are not here yet, but we're smiling and we see the future very bright. This is that moment of death we are in now. We are dying now because resurrection will come and the world will tell the story on our behalf. That was beautiful. Thank you, sis. And of course, let's now go back again and get our few brothers who spoke the very first. I will get a few more stuff to chip in. I know you would have listened to people and maybe want to say one or two more things. So Marty, I'll give you a minute. I'll give Jeffrey a minute. And then and let's see how much time we have and add one or two more people to round up.
Okay, yeah. Can you hear me okay? Okay. This was beautiful. I mean, ideology, I never understood it as much as I do now. I mean, I always heard it, I've seen it, and like Gene said, usually it's hooked to something negative, like certain cults or things or groups that are bad. But this is something definitely different, and I think it's good for you, and I think it's good for our health. And I think when you can share things, there's something I'd like to share right now that you all know. Robin Noble, she became like family with me and really good friends of all of you that know her. She found out the other day that her cancer has spread and she needs prayer. So and one of the good thing about ideology and us being together is when we pray with a soft voice with one, it's like a bugle with all of us. So I know God will hear us, and she definitely needs prayer. There's a lot of people going through many things. She doesn't like for me to, she doesn't like people to bring it up, but I had to, because I think we all need to know, and it's powerful. We all know together. Anyway, thank you very much.
Thank you, Marty, and thanks too for the updates about our sister Robin. And guys, I know we know what to do. Prayer is the word, prayer is the key. We love you, sis, wherever you are, whether you're listening to us or not. So we'll keep praying and trusting God for everything. So Jeffrey, do you want to comment on what the others have said?
Oh, absolutely. I can certainly weigh in for a couple of seconds here, but I'd like to take a moment too and just kind of explain a little something, about what Marty said and how we can be a part of that. Because when we have people that are hurting or that are ill or that are medically not well, people that need our prayer, like you're talking about, if you're not sure how to do that, if you're not a praying person, if you just think loving thoughts and think of that person with those loving thoughts and that loving energy and that loving healing, that will help them immensely. You don't have to pray like people get down and, speak words. If you have a thought with a loving intention, aim it at that person and that will help them. So thank you for that, Marty. But getting back to the topic, we've got a company here that we are just, I mean, man, I'm telling you what. And you may be wondering, wow, I've heard a lot about ideology today, but how do we actually, how do we do this? How do we become a part of that, right? And we do that by embracing the mission and the values of our company, by advocating for Onpassive and our brand through word of mouth and through reviews. We become part of that ideology and we spread that through expecting our company to live up to the promises we've made, right? And its values. By providing feedback and suggestions for improvement, we're going to have an opportunity when the sites come up and everything comes back up, we're going to have an opportunity to do that, to become and to be and continue to be a loyal ambassadors. And that's going to drive retention and growth, and it's going to drive positivity, and it's going to drive the ideology as well. So thank you so much, Comfort. I appreciate the opportunity and the value of your webinar today. Thank you.
So thanks for coming, Jeffrey. We appreciate you too. So, Brother Bob.
Yes, my sister. Thank you. yes, as Jeffrey spoke and Marty spoke, something just came to my mind too. You know, this ideology is one that is unique, it's special, and it's an ideology that connects with that intention that we talked about, right? And it is so profound to me when Jeffrey was speaking and Marty spoke. It is so profound, such that you have to be connected with Ash Mufare somehow to be captivated by this ideology. So I say that if you're natural predisposition, right? We, us, those of us who found, who believe in this ideology and have taken that mantle and we're walking around with that candle to light everybody who says it with us. If your natural predisposition is not to uplift, you don't see the ideology. That's just the point I want to make. So for those of us who have been able to be here at this moment, going through everything that we're going through with Ash Mufare, lifting each other, being there for each other, it's because we connect with Mr. Ash at that level where the intention of this juggernaut is. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, bro. Thanks so much. So, Brother Vincent, are you able to speak now in the language of your I know your comfort zone is English language because that's what you communicate with us with. You want to drop a word, maybe a closing remark?
Oh, thank you, Sister Comfort. But thanks all the speakers and all people who are listening to us today. Ideology, I know we all speak very well. Thank you very much for that. So, Mr. Ash, one of the webinar I came out is Onpassive is ideology. So this is the ideology that we are in. So the fact that we are here today, Sunday, we are talking about Onpassive is also an ideology because you could be somewhere resting, somewhere apart, everywhere, being maybe in your garden or sitting room watching TV. But even above all this, we leave it, and then we are sitting here, we are talking about passive. This is a great ideology also, because ideology is not only the fact that we're going through the belief or not. So this is also part of that. So we believe in everything he is doing for us, every effort is putting in, and then also even the little contribution that we are doing is also part of the ideology. So we should not say because what Mr. Ash is saying, yes, Mr. Ash doing a great job, but also what we are doing is also great ideology. And if all of us, we come together and then we're trying to do what we are doing here in Aero, I think it will be also a good contribution to this ideology of Mr. Ash Mufara. So it's like English, they said, cake tastes better together. So the cake tastes better together. So this is what I would say. So that ideology is for all of us to get together, and then it will be a great ideology. And then the ideology that we are thinking or we are dreaming, it will come true. And then we'll be happy for this great ideology. Thank you, everyone. And thanks all for this great webinar today.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thanks so much. So I've just seen somebody like Engineer Mike. If that's you, and if you've been listening, we give you 1 minute to make a quick contribution or just say hi. Then I give the honor to my sister, Lori Lund, to round up the meeting for us. So Engineer Mike. Mike first, then Lori.
Hello, everybody. Heroes. It's just to say hello. I am not in a position to say anything about the webinar today. I just say greetings. In Texas, going to Florida, so I'm on the way driving. So just say thank you, everybody, for coming. And I wish you, everybody, all the best. Thank you, leaders. Thank you.
Thank you, bro. Thanks so much. So, Lori, you have the mic and the last and best closing remark of the week.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Oh, you guys are just awesome. And, you guess when you guys said ideology, is like, ideology, what is that? I had to go look it up, because I'm not smart, but I'm smart. I'm smart enough to be right here and go with my gut and be with everyone. And, I've invited a bunch of people, and their founders and stuff, and they didn't have the ideology as like, I'm the only one. And I went, if that ain't changing my mind, I feel that they're messed up. They messed up and I didn't. And I'm the only one, and I feel so prideful and so happy, that I got the big picture. And I keep getting many big pictures in life, about things, and I learn such special things about people, and connecting with everyone so deeply, and with Ash, and just when I first seen him, and just knowing his eyes and his heart and his voice and the way he spoke, and the true ideology of that to me is just that's just out of this world to me. So anyways, I'm so proud to be with everyone, and I keep learning every day, and like someone said, you stop learning, you're done, you're dead. Never stop learning. I think it was I don't know who. I think it was Murloc. No, Jeffrey. I'm not sure. But anyways, I enjoy everybody's remarks, and
Yeah.
I learn every day from everybody's knowledge of everything. So, and like that, that's it. And I love you all. I'm here.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone. We really appreciate you all for coming today. We appreciate you for coming again and again. And we just want to see everybody back here again next week, same time, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. One thing is sure, there is so much information out there. There's a video that Jeffrey made about a week ago. You want to go and check on that. Just check. There's so much going on. So let no one say, I am being left behind, or I don't know what's happening. Because if you want to know what's happening, you would definitely, if you want something, go for it. Guys, just go out there, watch, ask questions. If you have them, make contributions. Let's keep the fire burning, because Onpassive is an ideology. Nobody destroys it. Nobody kills it. The bird is in the cage, but it's singing loud and loud and loud, because we go on and on and on. Love you all, guys. See you again soon. And thank you. Bye.
Love you, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank
you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Bye
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.